What? Okay. Okay. Test. Okay. Test. What? Yo, what's up, El Cid? Maintenance going on. Uh, yeah, I don't know if I guess I have to wait till maintenance is finished to actually play people, but I can discuss stuff and do stuff in training. Also, this is my first time streaming on this computer, so let me know if like the sound levels and everything are fine, or if the game's too loud or something, and I'll adjust.
Zangief. body of work.
Zangief.
Behold this body of work.
Yeah, let me train. I'll wait for some people to trickle in. But in the meantime, yeah, Elsid, are you from the Zangief Discord? The game sounds like it has a weird echo or a little too loud. Okay, let me try and adjust that. Hmm. Oh, for some reason, it added like two sources. Okay, I think I might have taken care of the echo. Is the echo gone now? Okay, yeah, for some reason when I added the one audio source, it like duplicated them in the audio mixer or something weird. I don't know. Let me know if the audio levels of the game and my voice are okay or if one needs to be lowered. But yeah, okay. So cool. What's up, guys? So I'm Zenryoku. I like playing Zangief, Street Fighter 6. I played Hugo and Third Strike before. Um, I didn't really play Street Fighter 5. I kind of dabbled in it a bit, messed around with Guile. But I never learned it because I wasn't just like the biggest fan of it. Um, and yeah, I'm not like a super dedicated grappler main. I like all archetypes, but I enjoy Zangief is the most fun I have playing Street Fighter 6, so that's why I stuck with him. So since I have some of you guys in the chat now, um, just like for context and whatever, um, I'm gonna have this be like a pretty chill stream, just like a normal accommodation kind of thing. Like imagine me just kind of sitting in a room or whatever, and you guys are coming in and asking whatever questions you want, and we try to work them out together. So yeah, no pressure environment, and yeah, we're just chilling out. Yo, what's up, Kisabuza? Yo, man, your Ryu is cracked though, man. We had a sick set the other day, me and Mr. Kisabuza. Um, yeah, I think fighting Ryu is a really good kind of calibration for Zangief players. Um, like you have a lot of options that can kind of outrange a lot of Ryu's common options, and you have to. I don't know. It really feels like Street Fighter, for lack of a better way to put it, when I'm playing Ryu, in particular Kisabuza's Ryu. So anyway, yeah, some of you are in the Zangief Discord. So if you had any particular questions you want to start with, then go ahead and fire them off in the chat. Otherwise, I'll just talk like really general stuff, like general game plan stuff. Stuff you might not find in like the Dust Loop or the wiki or whatever, but stuff that's like good to know, good general ideas. Jury? Jury matchup is giving you trouble? Okay, we can start with that. Um, I can teach you a couple jury specific things. Drive rush combos? Sure, we can do them both. Uh, so I'll start by, okay, let's see. Uh, what drive rush combos to do using those starters and how to do 3 MP into SA2. Okay, I'll start with a couple of basic drive rush combos. Because that I think I can get out of the way quickly. and then we'll go on to the 3MP to SA2, and then I'll talk about the jury stuff because the jury stuff will take up more time than the others. But the first two questions, I think I can answer more quickly. So drive rush combos. Um, One thing I like to do. So with 5MP, it only combos on drive rush or on counter hit or on punish counter. So basically not a normal hit. So if you can manage to like drive rush someone, you have like a lot of time to react to the hit, and generally you're gonna want to finish it. In the corner you get like a decent Oki. You're like +5 after this, and that should set you up nicely for like a throw and whatever. Um, but if you're that's pretty much all there is to that. But you can stop it on the second hit if you want, and you're +2, and you can like catch someone sleeping with an SPD at this point. You're +2, so they can't mash a 4 frame out of it. So if they've never seen that before, then they might fall for it. Um, it's like one of those things you can use to like steal a round or steal a set or something. Um, that's one good thing out of standing medium punch. Also, if you just leave it on hit, you can actually like do some lights out of it. That's more situational. That's usually if you're gonna so it gives you a way to yeah, no, it's pretty situational doing lights out of drive rush 5MP, I guess. You're generally gonna want to just finish the chops or maybe go into a reset. Um, Crouching light kick is low key a godlike normal. People crap on Zangief all the time, but it's amazing. It's like fast, it's low, and it's huge reach. So this is like one of my go-to defensive options to like stop people walking up on you and whatever. So it's common to be in a situation where you kind of hit it at near max range when you're trying to deter someone from walking up to you. So if you're mashing on this thing, you can do like crouching light kick to standing medium punch to drive rush to like a lot of different stuff. If you just want like a knockdown, you can just do like crouching jab into hell stab into lariat from there. And since you can go into hell stab, that means you can also go into super art 2 from here. So that's another option. Um, Yeah, for raw drive rush, those are like two good options to start with. So for raw drive rush, 5MP is a good option to start with. Yo, what's up, Aches here? He's an apex predator, I think is what you mean. Um, for mashing out of stuff, crouching light kick is really good to go into. So basically, if you can hit most of the time, unless you're at like very tip range, or if you hit like an extended limb of theirs as a whiff punish, you can combo into standing light punch, and then you can drive rush and like do whatever depending on the situation. Like if you're like the situation that'll happen a lot is like, you're cornered here, and if you happen to mash out of something, you can level 2 them like into the corner, something like that. But like you need level 2 and whatever. So you've updated your game plan against Geef. Let's go. Um, that is related to like we were discussing. I was playing Kisabuzo's Ryu the other day, and we were talking about standing light kick. And apart from being a good whiff punisher, it's just good at like checking the space really well. And it's also infamously special cancelable. So like if it touches you and you block it, then you basically get a 50-50. Where Zangief can do drive rush crouching medium punch or drive rush SPD, which do around the same damage. So it's basically a 50-50 if you don't DP after that initial standing light kick drive rush. So I hope that's some good stuff to start with for drive rush combos. And then Giraffe was asking about 3MP into SA2. So Giraffe, what controller do you use? Do you use pad or stick or hitbox? Because the technique would differ a bit between all of them, but I think most geefs would tell you to input it as I'm assuming your numpad notation is fine. 2, 3, medium punch, 6, 2, 3, 6, and then the second punch button. So the thing is, it's a guaranteed drive reversal block. Yeah. Yeah, so if you want to deny the 50-50, then if you can react to me drive rush canceling standing leg kick with drive reversal, then I think I won't be able to do anything against that. Except maybe level 3 or level 2 or something. I don't know. Maybe. Um, but generally, yeah. So like you would be winning there because you'd push me out and you'd spend 2 bars and I'd spend 3. So okay, so you have a diagonal pad. Um, I haven't really heard of a diagonal pad before. Is that like a DualShock 4 or 5 kind of thing? Like level 3 doesn't work? Oh. Hmm. Right. Okay. Kisabuza. I'll look at so I think that's like the go-to option to deal with it. Setting like kick drive rush. Um, I don't think I can really counterplay that other than like if I already do the standing like kick drive rush on block and you have that ready, then yeah, I don't think I can do anything else other than try to use standing like kick at a time where maybe you get hit instead of just doing it on block. Yeah, no, I think that's pretty much like the way you would do it, way you would deal with that move. Same for crouching medium punch drive rush. Okay. Mm. I think there are more options to make it gapless out of crouching medium punch or hell stab drive rush, but I'll look into that as well. I only know about one gapless or with gap situation. Okay. I'll come back to that in a second, Kisabuza. So Giraffe, you have an 8-way pad. It's one of the new Xbox ones where diagonal is its own input, not just forward and down. Bishop to Queen 4, you've been playing Checkmate Showdown lately? Um, with diagonal is its own input, not just forward and down. I've never tried one of those. But I think the technique would be pretty much the same as like your like 4 button pad with each of the buttons going in cardinal directions. I think um I think I would pretty much parrot the same advice that most other Zangief players would use regardless of controller, which is to do two. So the super motion is 2-3-6 punch. So most Zangiefs will do it as 2-3, and then while holding 3, you press medium punch, and then you roll up to 6 to complete the first quarter circle, and then you do the second quarter circle, and then you press punch again for the super. Most Zangiefs will do it that way. I tried entering it as 3 medium punch and then 2-3-6, which might be easier to think about, but harder to execute. Um, but that may be easier for you. I think the major gotcha for me that made me more consistent at hitting it is realizing that I can hold the 3 for a lot longer in the first 2-3-6 than I thought I could. And what holding the 3 for longer lets you do is it gives you more time to correctly input Hell Stab as opposed to crouching medium punch or standing medium punch. So it's like 2-3 delay and then medium punch and then 6 and then 2-3-6 punch. It just feels weird to input headbutt into that. Uh, you mean headbutt into level 2? Headbutt to level 2 feels a little awkward for me too, and I think it's because I need to let go of forward before I do the quarter circle forward. And sometimes, like, because I'm putting pressure down, so I use a hitbox, by the way. And yeah, so I use the hitbox, and I have to let go of 6 completely before I do the quarter circle forwards, which is what gets me the most often, I think. Okay. So headbutt. So driver headbutt is 10 frames, and so you have 4 frames to connect to link your head stab after drive rush headbutt. Um, so the tricky thing there is like you have to. So what I do is, all right. So let's look at my inputs for a second. Uh, so I'll after the drive rush headbutt, I'm gonna be holding down, and then I time down forward and medium punch with the timing of the link. So I input down forward and medium punch at the same time when I'm timing the link. So it looks like this. So you'll see after the heavy punch in the inputs, I'm holding down for like 34 whole frames. And then I'm doing that thing where I input down forward and I delay, and then I time the medium punch. I time the medium punch with like the same way you would time a link. Um, and then I complete the first quarter circle, and then do the second quarter circle, and I input level 2. So that's what my inputs look like when I do it. I'm using Hitbox. No, the 34 frames is me holding down way before it's time for me to link the Hell Stab. So like, you're probably trying to do it. You're probably trying to. The part that you're probably doing too fast is going from down forward to forward. So what you want to do is you want to stay it down forward for a little longer than you might think. And that will give you more time to get the hell stab out and then continue with a quarter circle forward. Yeah, so try and really slow it down. Just do the hell stab like without linking into it from like drive rush headbutt. Try just doing like the hell stab into level 2, right? Whoops. So if you look at my inputs, so I hold down forward for like 4 whole frames before pushing medium punch. So I'm waiting there for a bit. And by waiting there for a bit, I give myself more leniency to correctly input down forward medium punch instead of down medium punch or forward medium punch. Yo, what's up, Lord Duder? Yeah, man. Gotta protect the Russian skies. You know how it is. I wait until it's like last second, the 3 MP usually, and just frantically try to do the SA2. Yeah, so um, if you kind of mash to do SA2 after House Stab, then you'll get it sometimes. Uh, but if you can't consistently do it in training, then the chance of you mashing it out correctly in a real match is like rather low, right? So I recommend like how you would practice the input for like whatever this move is called. Forget he says the name on the EX version.
Siberian Express!
Yeah, Siberian Express is like half circle back, right? Um, so you would practice this move by starting doing a half circle back slowly, But the key thing is to do it cleanly. It doesn't matter how slow you do it as long as you do it clean. And then as you get it clean, you do it more and more, and as you do it more and more, you can get faster and faster. And the same thing goes with this like Hell Stab level 2 thing. It's a really awkward and like unique motion. So yeah, like basically every Zangief, even Snake Eyes, has had trouble with this uh when they were starting to learn the cancel. But it's really worth it because it lets you link into level 2 in a lot of places you normally can't link from. So basically, my recommendation is to do it nice and slow and clean. Just doing it raw before you start linking into it from other stuff. So that is my recommendation for that. Hope that helps. If you want me to zoom into anything more, or if you have any other questions or comments, whatever, just let me know in the chat. I'm gonna go on to what Elsid was asking about the jury matchup now. So yeah, Duder, if you're still here, I'm just doing. So there's like there are some people that had some questions in the Zangief Discord. So I just put up a stream for people to come in and like ask questions. So if you have any Zangief questions, then feel free to shoot them in the chat. So Elsid was asking about like jury matchup stuff. Okay, so what you see a lot is they'll like backdash round start and like do whatever that was. They'll do this thing to stock their I don't know what it's called. Um, so a lot of juries will kind of do this by default. Hold on, let me. So a lot of juries will do this kind of default thing where they're like, "Oh, Zangief is slow. I'm going to get away, and I'm going to build these stocks because these stocks will give me like this really like good projectile to work with." Um, so the first kind of general thing, I'm just going to talk really general, not getting into specific playstyles and whatever. If you can deny Jury getting this stock, or if you can punish her for it, it'll make her less likely to stock generally, or basically force her into doing other things that you can take advantage of. So, if you think if you're like round start and you think they're gonna do it, you can do a bunch of different stuff to punish it. What I like to do generally, unless they show me they can punish it hard, is this can be especially useful if they have a stock, which I'll explain in a second. Is wheel kick. If you do it decently close enough, you get like combos and stuff, but you can at least dissuade them from doing it as freely. That of course is like a high risk, high reward thing. Like yeah, so but the reward and the risk is shifted more in your favor if you consider the situation where let's say she already has a stock and she wants to throw it at you. So this situation will happen a lot in this matchup if there's like nothing else really going on in the neutral. They'll make space, get the stock, and throw the fireball because then they can approach you and be safe behind it and whatever. So, so at this point, when they create the space where they could safely get a stock, right at this point, if you wheel, so if they already have a stock and you wheel kick, then your wheel kick can beat them getting another stock, or it can beat the fireball. Both of them potentially really hard. Again, it is a more higher risk, higher reward thing, but because it also beats the fireball, which a lot of juries will autopilot dash behind, it can be good at establishing the idea that they can't do this kind of thing for free, or at least when they back up, they're less likely to stalk or to throw a fireball. And then when they back up, you can take that space. So that'll look like like this. Oh, whoops. thing. If you hit them from far and you can't get a better follow-up, you can at least almost always get crouching medium kick after punish counter wheel kick. So if you're really doing this shit from like downtown, you can at least get that, and then you're plus 12 so you can walk forward a bit and thread some other stuff. So another anti-fireball thing that is less risky that you can do is to knee over it. So I think starting from the 7th frame of knee, you are airborne. Um, oh, in case you didn't know, so even though you look airborne during knee wheel kick, you're not airborne as far as the game is concerned. They just will high profile stuff. The significant part of that is that you can be thrown at any point during this move. Even though it looks like you leave the ground, you can be thrown during any part of it. So that's important to know. But this drop kick is actually in the air, and you can't get thrown after like the 5th or something frame of this. So this can really blow up like a throw attempt. But again, really bad from block. Sweep. Um, I feel like I don't think I've ever really tried that. I assume the sweep would just my hurtbox from my leg would get hit by the fireball if the fireball is out already. Um, yeah. But if you gain the space um, to like thread and sweep, then you can make them think twice about throwing a fireball. Um, what else? Other fireball stuff. I've also seen Geefs like sweep over it. There are some like whack ass trade combos you can do here, but I haven't practiced them. You can find them on Twitter. um, but I wanted to show what it looks like dealing with the fireball as she approaches as well. So say she gets a stock. Oh, wrong one. She gets a stock, fireball, dash up. The jury classic, right? So if you can get a read on the timing of her dash or drive rush, then you can at worst like trade with the fireball and kneeing her, or at least you can deny her a very favorable situation. Most consistently, I find this like to at least get her to block or to deny her the chance to approach you with the fireball behind her. Um, so that's good for stopping dash and walk, but it'll be too slow as an option to react to drive rush. Um, in that case, you're better off trying to stick out like some kind of poke, like medium punch, just to stop her, and then maybe you'll be able to block the fireball in time. Or does it disappear? I don't know actually. Yeah, the fireball stays out if she gets hit, but you're at least again out of the nasty strike throw situation where you don't have to block the fireball while she's in your face. Comboing after the wheel kick. Can you? I think you can't normally sweep. Let me try real quick. No, I don't think you can normally sweep. Um, Mid screen, I think your best cash outs are like Hell Stab into Super if you want to spend the money, or Hell Stab into Lariat if you want to budget. But if you didn't know, wheel kick punish counter in the corner is like really good. Hold on, sorry. So that is over 50% for wheel kick punish counter in the corner. So against DPs you get that. The really scary thing is if you wheel kick punish counter someone doing like a low forward or a sweep in the corner, which is something people will do to try to keep you out. Like you'll see a lot of people do like uh crouching medium kick with like dry brush buffered in there to try to get out of the corner. Um, then you can blow it up really bad with wheel kick punish counter. So that's something to keep in mind. If they DR behind Fireball, you can SVD it, I think. Yeah, spacing and timing specific. Um, if you expect the dash, what you can do, what some geese will do is when they walk forward, they do this little jig here. L7 and Dr. Geppetto are two most dangerous fighters. How do you punish them or counter attacks? You can't. L7 and Dr. Geppetto are invincible. Um, so what some Zangiefs will do to check dashes with SPD is instead of walking back and forth like this in Nooch, they will walk backwards and forwards by doing half circles. And the point of doing this is that if they see you dash up or get within SPD range, then all they have to do after inputting a half circle is to press up plus punch to get SPD. So it'll look like something like this. Right, so instead of just walking left and right, and then if you see the dash, you gotta input the whole SPD by walking forward with half circles. Then you just press up plus punch to catch an approach. Yeah, I think also worth noting is that I'm pretty sure, I'm like 99% sure Standing Heavy Punch doesn't absorb this. Yeah, no, this doesn't absorb it, unfortunately. I guess it doesn't really need to because he has a bunch of options to go over anyway, but yeah, that it hits too low for it to absorb the fireball. So that's like some couple of basic ideas about dealing with the fireball. Um, she has a couple of key normals that she likes to use. She likes to use a lot of static heavy punch with like drive rush or crouch medium kick with drive rush. Um, so you'll see a lot of like, so if they're the kind of player that uses a lot of like long range like heavy pokes at max distance, then all of these are like susceptible to being whiff punished. Standing heavy kick being the most susceptible to whiff punish because it moves her forward and it's slow to recover. So if you think they're the kind of player that will kind of throw this kind of thing around, oh, it's too close. You can punish counter with a bunch of stuff. Oh, it's too slow. Hold on, I want to get this. Oh, how do you deal with people jumping over you close enough that Larry doesn't work? Okay, so let's say you have this situation where like you have them cornered. So there's a number of ways you can deal with that situation. Uh, they each have their own things that they beat and get beaten by, so I'll just kind of go over what can be done. So if you're in their face here and they're liable to jump out, the first thing you can do is to not throw them on as pressure. You like, let's say they wake up here. I didn't mean to say the state. So they wake up. You can hit them with something. Hit and that's like the first kind of way to deal with it. Like have one of your attacks make contact with them so that they cannot jump. Another way to deal with them jumping close to you in an advantageous situation, like when you're pressuring them, is you back up enough so that Lariat does work. That might sound like a meme answer, might sound like a meme answer, but it's a real answer and a real thing that I do all the time. So if you think they might jump back, then I would like move back a bit so that Lariat will work. Let's say like you're in their face like this, and they're they're expecting you to do something or to stay here basically because they're like, oh, Zangief wants to be close to you. They want to stay close, and then you back up. You can still get a spacing where you can punish them with lariat and punish threaten with light SPD, and that's like a really really strong range for Zangief. So I personally, if I'm fighting a blank slate of an opponent, I find like the safest place for me to do my corner pressure is just under the timer or a little past it. A little past the timer, you're in light SPD range, but you can lariat the jump out attempts. Or just basically dancing in and out of light SPD range, and the character's normals range I find is a good place to stay. Another way, a reactive way to deal with it, like let's say you're at a neutral or disadvantageous situation, they jump over you. You can jump back and press the button when you see it. Your fastest option that you're going to want to do quickly is probably going to be jumping light punch. You have to be looking for the jump though. It's hard to react in time if you're late. You're not expecting it. Yeah, you can also do air SPD, but so air SPD starts up really fast in 4 frames, but it takes a while to input it. So unless you're well practiced at the input or you input it before you leave the ground, it can be tricky to use in that kind of situation. But it's definitely an option, and it'll definitely discourage them from jumping. No one likes getting air SPD'd out of the air. Also, why do people do the stomp? Yeah, okay, so if you do down forward throw in the corner, and then you do stomp, I mistimed it, hold on. So if you time it properly, you are +5 in their face, and that means you can make them truly guess between a few different options. So you can simply down forward throw them again, and Zangief has throw loops. He has real throw loops here. So that forces them to like jump, or tech, or reversal, or backdash. So if they jump, you'll be able to recover in time to lariat them. And if they start throw teching you, then at this point, wake up reversal. You can actually shimmy them here. And then like do all kinds of wacky stuff. And then yeah, if they want to jump, you're recovering time to lariat. And like really punish them. 4200 for jumping. And it also works if they forward jump out of the corner. Oh, sorry, I forgot to throw. I did a little late there. Let me try again. You're supposed to be able to do it out of the air. Yeah, so the stomp is a frame kill, which lets you do that stuff. And the reason we call certain actions or moves frame kills is because doing them will take a certain number of frames such that when the action is done, you know you will be left with a certain amount of frame advantage that will let you do a mix-up that you know well. That was kind of a roundabout way to describe it, but basically, okay, so let me ask you this. So if you knew that, okay, so let's say you want to do that throw strike mix up on someone. Oh, by the way, I didn't mention it, but the strike options do Hell Stab, and then you can single hit confirm Hell Stab into Lariat, and then you can get another +5 situation by dashing forward. That's the strike component of it. So if you don't use a frame kill, Giraffe, then you have to manually time your next move. So the next actual move here is to do the throw loop is throw, right? But if I do it a little too early, then it whiffs. And if I do it too late, then Jury can mash me out of it. But if I do the stomp, that leaves me with exactly +5 advantage. And then I know exactly how the next situation can play out. I know that my throw will connect meaty, and I know my health stab will connect. I don't have to add the additional variable of me timing it correctly because I do the frame kill. So then you might ask, what if I don't do the frame kill correctly? What if I mistime the frame kill? And you can mistime the frame kill, but Street Fighter 6 has this input buffer system where, so if you press a button, it will come out if you press it up to, it was 2 or 3 frames before it can actually come out. So if I do this throw, see how it takes 30 total frames? There's 23 frames of recovery. Then if I press medium punch, right when the throw ends, then it should look like this. Like there's no gap between the first group of 23 blue blocks and then the green blocks. That means that the move came out as soon as it can come out. So I can achieve that either by pressing standing medium punch right after the frame right after the 23rd blue frame, or by pressing standing medium punch on up to 2 or 3 of the blue frames before the end of the 23 blue frames. You see what I'm saying? So like there's input leniency built into the game. That's what the buffer is for. It's to make it so you don't have to make frame perfect inputs. You can be off by like 3 frames and still have it come out. And that's why frame kills are easier to execute than manually timing a move perfectly. Some games don't have input buffer, like plus R famously. As Kisabuza knows. So um Kisabuza is asking, can you get a juggle off that lariat in the corner? Um so if you EX lariat them in the corner and they're like not on the ground when you EX lariat them, then yeah, you can. So you can get it off of drive rush. So you can juggle with air SPD. I think that's generally the only thing you can juggle with after EX lariat. But you can cancel EX lariat into level 2, just like how you can cancel it. I think any EX move, or pretty much any EX move into level 2. Yeah, you can juggle air EXP after EX lariat, but you have to go Cliffus and it's hard. So yeah, there's some situations where it's harder than others. As an anti-air, there's like a specific vertical spacing you need to get both hits. Like uh, but if you can nail it, then shit, my bad. Yeah, I think it's just past the apex of their jump or something. Yeah, you can get like a really damaging anti-air that way, but you need to be in the corner and you need to time the anti-air well. I don't know how lenient that is for the 2 hits. Um, but if you drive rush wall splat them, then pretty much all you need to do to get the 2 hits is you input your health stab whenever you want, but so health stab has a really long cancel window. Um, so this is like an immediate cancel and a delayed cancel. So there's like a lot of time. I'm trying to delay it as much as possible, trying to delay the health stab cancel to lariat. Yeah, there's like a lot of time to like delay. So if you do that, if you wait a bit to cancel the lariat into, I mean, if you wait a bit to cancel health stab into EX lariat after a wall splat, then you'll more consistently get the 2 hits and you can get the juggle. Yeah, and then another option to make a beefier anti-air is canceling the first hit with the Xarian to SA2. Like whatever. I think you can just go for standing heavy kick in that same spot and it's more consistent juggle into air SPD. Yeah, let's try it. Oh, hold on. Um, or wait, hold on. But after what spot? I think you can go for standing heavy kick in that same spot. What spot are we talking about? Oh yeah, this is the Zangief hitbox stance. Oh yeah. Okay, yeah. Standing heavy kick as an anti in the corner is really good. Um, so let's say you're at this distance, right? In that kind of sweet spot underneath the timer. So if they neutral jump, the hashtag awkward thing, something that happened to me a lot is I'll see them jump, I'll lariat and it's gonna whiff, right? It'll hit them if they stick out a normal, but most like a lot of players won't stick out a normal there because they don't think it's gonna hit either. So this whiffs, right? But what you can do is, sorry, I ruined the surprise, but you can do that to punish a neutral jump in the corner. And you can react like a little past they pass the apex. So like, let's say if you corner them here, you kind of wait to see what they're gonna do, wait to see what they like to do when they're cornered. If they try, if you try to like walk forward a bit and walk back to try to bait a jump or something, and they neutral jump. So the only thing is like, if they hit and if they use an air normal earlier in their jump, like an expectation of standing heavy kick, it can definitely trade. Like standing heavy kick doesn't really have a particularly good disjointed hitbox for this kind of thing, but it is definitely um, a good option to keep in mind. Uh, so so this spot is really nice for Zangief because what um, he can cover jumping out. Um, he can cover neutral jumping. He can cover them doing nothing. And then he can cover DI if he can react to it. Um, the last thing I like to do, the last layer I like to apply for this kind of corner pressure, like a sort of more passive corner pressure, is like sometimes I'll just randomly throw in some like standing light punches because they're fast and they'll stuff walk or dash forward and some slower moves. But most importantly, if they do random DI, um, then crashing light punch is special cancelable. So if you touch their DI, you have a lot of time to react to it. So I'll like press this at like random intervals, move around a bit, try to make them kind of. The general thing I'll do. Like if it's a blank slate I'm fighting and I don't know how they're gonna fight at all, I'll fight something like that. This is a nice low risk, but like applies a lot of mental pressure to them. And yeah. X here, it's gotta be Gambler. It's gotta be Gambler, 1000%. Until Dick Master gets a mention in The Simpsons, Gambler's got my vote. Gambler is for those that don't know the lore, Gambler is, I forget exactly how they say it, but oh yeah, Homer rushed over to save Marge from the gambling monster that is Gambler or something. I don't know. I need to rewatch that episode. It's the episode where Homer makes the costume for Lisa that looks like a U.S. state. Uh, but yeah, that's where Gambler is mentioned, the most important character in Simpsons lore. I went on like a pretty big tangent there, but Hope that answers your question. Neon Claws, yeah. Yeah. Kisabuzo is also a Simpsons fan. Um, yeah, so hope that answers your question, Giraffe. I know we have some more viewers here. Or if any of you are from the Zangief Discord, then I'm not checking the Zangief Discord at all. You have to send your stuff in chat. Fiend, did you miss an R there, buddy? Um, Let me see if anyone said anything in the Discord. One sec. Oh, does anyone know if maintenance is done? So if it is, we can get some games in. More jury specific stuff, I guess. So, worth noting. Whoa. Worth noting. Her DP is so minus. What's the Geef Discord? So, 4 hour maintenance? Bruh. That's unfortunate. I'm down to play this. Are you still in Japan, dude? Kisabuza? And JC, the Geef Discord is just a Discord server dedicated to Zangief from Street Fighter. Primarily, they talk about Street Fighter 6 now, but there's some archived Street Fighter 5 Zangief stuff in there. People just go there to discuss all things Zangief, from like asking questions about Zangief to asking for advice, um, to posting videos of them at the gym. It's a pretty chill place. Okay, 12 a.m. I would probably be down to play some time again on the weekend. Um, so yeah, just like ping me like an hour in advance or something of when you're thinking of playing, and if I'm available, I'm definitely down to run it again, Adam. So, um, let's see. I want to test out this standing leg kick defense stuff we were talking about. Uh, Let me do it this way. If someone has like a Zangief question or something, just let me know. So, I think this is gapless. Oh, it's not? What? So if I stop blocking here, and I get hit, but if I try to mash a button, I can't get anything out. Uh, if I try to jump, I get hit. Whoops. And then I can't do anything. I'm doing it backwards. Is JP Q's worst matchup or is Dhalsim worse? I feel like Dhalsim is a worse matchup than JP because um, I feel like Dhalsim has more low commitment options to keep you at a range he prefers, and I think Zangief has to take more big risks to get into good positions. That's like generally how I feel about it. Um, that's not to say JP can't do the same, but I think once you're at that kind of mid range, that footsies range with JP, then like kind of anything can happen. But it takes it's a lot harder to get to that favorable like even range with Sim. And um JP having OD amnesia, that counter that catches throws and strikes, is kind of a blessing and a curse because like I mean it's good, it's a good tool that he has, but because it's so good, if you can punish it, then you get like mad cash for it. So Dhalsim doesn't have so many hugely punishable good options. So I find that I have to make more correct hard reads versus Dhalsim on average than JP. Okay, play as Zangief and set Ryu to drive reversal. Okay. Drive reversal, drive reversal. Oh, maybe it's an option here. Block all. Oh, there you go. Activation delay is 0. Like that. Okay. Okay. So I'm crushing light kick is his fastest move. Drive reversal is on the same. Yeah. Fastest move. Okay. Can I do anything to beat that? Oh shit.
Jackhammer!
That's pretty funny. But that's like hella hard read. Wait, no, that's reactable. Oh, that's reactable with all the block stop and everything. But can I? You said you couldn't level 3, right? Oh
This
shit.
is your last ride!
That's pretty funny.
You're a greatest dummy!
Can I actually react to it though? Hold on. Wait. How do I make block reverse? How to make drive reversal random? There we go. So now it happens randomly. Okay. Um. Raw. Wait though. So like, no, I think it's still. I think I still have to make the hard read because if I'm gonna do level 2 immediate or delayed, or if I'm gonna do delayed level 3, I have to basically read the drive reversal. Because if I do either of those options, then so if I do level 2, then you can beat it by. Wait, hold on. I'm too excited. Hold on, I'm not thinking straight. Give me a second. Uh, is this only on Ryu? I feel like here. So I'm just using drive reversal here, and as far as I know, the frame data is the same for everyone. We're just like investigating this particular thing that Kisabuzi was talking about. Yeah, yeah, that was what I was trying to get at. So if I'm gonna try to punish your drive reversal, I basically have to not press a button, or I have to do something really unsafe. Yeah, yeah, basically, yeah. Okay, this is interesting. So I could beat it with delayed level 2 or delayed level 3, but the key thing is that it has to be delayed and it has to be a read. So you can beat that by mashing into my drive rush or like whatever. But then if you try to do that, then I can just do drive rush into like SPD or medium punch or something. Interesting. Interesting. Okay, that's a fun new layer. This is news to me. And this is cool because it applies to like all characters drive reversals for me. So Dalsims I fight tend to drive reversal a lot, understandably. It's just so much. It's just so worth it to spend the 2 bars as Dalsim to push me up. Off the cuff, I think it's a great option to have. Yeah. I wonder. Yeah, it's kind of memey, but do you know if any characters have any drive reversals that are a kick? Because maybe I can like Tundra Storm it as well. Drive Rush Tundra Storm, which is a really funny option, but I was prepared to drive rush 100% of the drivers. Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's still a great option because this counterplay I have is only available if I have like two or three stocks. Um, so like most of the time I won't have two or three stocks. Well, at least half the time I won't have two or three stocks. So it's still if you're able to drive reversal those, then that's really good still. Yeah, who might have one? Like maybe Jury or something? Jury or DJ? They kick a lot. I'll check DJ. That'd be a pretty funny counterplay. What? Oh, I have to set the settings for every character? Oh god. Wait, no. Oh, I had no. Okay, I messed up. Oh, that looks like a kick. Oh. Okay, that was weird. Did you see that, dude? So I'm like +1. I'm plus. All I get is +1 for the sick read. Why? Is he invincible during it or something? I guess he's invincible during it, during the frames where it would catch him. Oh man, that could have been really cool, but also because like if you didn't know, Tundra Storm recovers a lot of meter. Um, yeah.
Useless!
Oh, I said the six, that's why.
Useless!
How much meter gain was that? Like,
Useless!
that was like 1.5 or something. Drive bars you gain for Tundra Storm. It's like the only thing that's kind of good about it, but still not worth it. Yeah, I mean, basically it's like a huge flex, man. Um, it can be useful in some situations. Like some characters have DIs that are kicks, and if you're burnt out, you're sort of my sort of go-to option if I'm burnt out to save myself from getting wall splatted is to do this move to absorb it. That'll beat all drive rushes, but some characters have drive impact. Have kicks as drive impacts, so you can actually do that.
Useless!
So not only is it funny, but you gain a lot of meter back for that. With like 1 bar. Uh, oh yeah. It's worth bringing to attention how cool Zangief's animation is for getting out of burnout. Hold on. Yeah, I love this guy. Um,
Useless!
yeah, maybe like a little more than 1 bar, I think, but not 1.5. Yeah, that's a cool little lab session there. Um, I think the other kind of big answer to standing light kick is what does what are Ryu's best options for? Because like for me, as like the Zangief player, like when I whiff that move, I really feel it. It feels like I whiff a Shoto's like crouching medium kick or something. Can you perfect parry drive reversals? Uh, I uh I think you can. Like say if you were to throw a slow projectile and have them drive reversal that, and you'd be free to perfect parry the drive. I don't know actually, because like there's like this time stop thing that happens, and I'm not sure if you can input during that or not. And perfect parry is like a 2 frame window, so like, because I have a feeling that drive rush on block models is gonna start being met with drive reversal models. Yeah, I think so too. Like for me, when like a lot of these characters will do some normal locked into drive rush. Um, it's it's basically like a yeah, it's like a strike throw situation. It's an expensive one, you know. It's basically like FADCing into their face. Um, but it can be all it takes to really turn the tide of a match, especially as Zangief. It's happened a lot. What I wanted to try. Oh, crouching mini kick doesn't. Hmm. Hmm. Oh, maybe leg kick. Oh, it's harder to whip punish than I thought. Um, oh my gosh. Damn, this button's kind of cracked against Ryu. Um, hmm. Okay, so the most common way I've been punished for throwing out standing leg kick in neutral is if they jump at me beforehand because the recovery is long. I'm just thinking about past experiences. Yeah, so hmm. So my first hunches are yeah, yeah, fireball, 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 fireball is always good. We could jump now and then. Um, this button surprisingly gave me a lot of trouble when we were fighting. Um, Part of it was other than its good range, because it moved you forward a bit, it kind of messed with my sense of spacing more than I thought it would. Geese sweep is pretty good. Oh, it's pretty good when it's spaced, but it's a lot slower than a lot of other characters' sweeps, so you don't get its sweep punish on a lot of things that characters do. It's really noticeable in the Jamie matchup, for example. Like, you know that sweep thing that Jamie does where he can target combo into the drink? Like, the best punish I can get off of that as Zangief is like crouching medium kick. So it makes that matchup really like annoying. It is, yeah, yeah. A lot of Geef stuff is drive impactable. That's like one thing. So a lot of Geefs, I fought Geefs that have this style of like they'll stand at like max range of their pokes like this, and they'll like poke at you. And probably the easiest counter for that is to like get into a range where they're likely gonna poke and DI, and that'll shut them down a lot. Um, Junior top tier, let's go. Kisabuza knows. Yeah, standing medium kick is pretty diable, but uh so crouching medium kick, so a lot of pokes they like to use at this range is standing medium punch, medium kick, crouching medium kick, and sweep and heavy punch. They're all like hella drive impactable unless unless either I hit you meaty with it, like in an Oki situation, or if I'm plus when I throw some of them. So, like for example, uh, I Snake Eyes did this in his match versus in the I forget what tournament he won recently, the big one. You'd see him do this a lot. Where yeah, let me set it up. Uh, Reversal after damage, DI. So, oh shit, I have to change characters. Yeah, change characters. I forgot it was reversed. It's just rough that crushing medium kick isn't very good in a Geef match, but I need to get more experience in the matchups currently. Yeah, crouching medium kick. Um, so yeah, crouching medium kick. For me, the way I deal with it is, as Zangief is, I'll usually try to whiff punish it. I get like a decent return off it, but it's like expensive, so I need to drive rush and stuff. But other than that, I can try to like sweep it, or if I think I can't move out of the way in time and I'm not going to commit to blocking, I can try to like knee over it or something. So Heath definitely has a lot of answers to crouching medium kick. Um, I think mm, hmm, I'm trying to think of like where you might want to use it or how you might want to use it more as Ryu to be more effective versus Zangief. I think if you're in a situation where you're close enough to Zangief that he can't walk back out of it, um, that's a really good time. Or if you can get me, like say if you're close, like if you drive rush up to me and you're close and you're threatening strike throw, um, something I tried to do a lot the other day was I try to walk back to try and look for you whiffing a throw or something. And like when I'm walking back in that range, then like that's like prime crouching medium kick time. You found something I might like to know. Please do share. Oh, what was I trying? I'm trying to lab something. I forgot what. Yeah, Roost. Oh, Roost standing medium kick is diable. Yeah, yeah, it is. Huh. What was the idea? Maybe we can investigate it. Oh shit. Oh, I hate when that happens. You're like, oh yo, I found this sick punish or something. Okay, yeah, I remember what I was gonna show. Um, so normally if I do like if I crouching like if I crouching medium kick you and you DI at the same time or a little before, then I'll be punish countered for it. But if I do it after hitting you with like crouching light punch, then I have time to recover because I'll be plus enough after hitting you with this to make some
You're slacking.
like safe to DI. But standing medium kick is not safe in that situation. Yeah.
I am almighty. I'm invincible.
Um, let's see. I'll show you this one last meme thing that I'm gonna head out for now. I want to running bear grab Jamie's sweet. Oh, um, Yeah, I think like if the Jamie spaces their sweep, the best you can do is crouching medium kick. But if they for some reason do the sweep really close to you, then you can definitely like SPD them or something. But okay, I'll show you this. So you know how you can cancel specials into level threes? Um, so the only special of Zangief's that he has that he can cancel into level three is Lariat, and only the first hit of it. So, oh,
Are you
like that, which seems useless, but there there is like one application. Um, so if you want to like call out or react to their DI like really hard, you can do something like something like that. But that's pretty much the only like application of that. The Lariat cancel level three. You cannot cancel into parry out of drive rush. Right. Right. That's got me killed before. Yeah. Yeah, I think hmm. There is one thing I want to try, which is meterless. This might actually this I don't think this will work, but um I'll be pretty surprised if it does. Um yeah, I don't think this is gonna work. Oh, okay, let's see. Oh, I want to try to do standing heavy punch, the move with upper body armor, to beat the drive reversal. The drive reversal armor breaks. I didn't know that. That would have been like a really um decent option against that, I guess. But yeah, I just straight up armor breaks. You can't DI it. It's kind of funny. Punish countering it with DI. Oh, drive reversal. The drive reversal should give you like wall bounce or something. No, I don't know. It doesn't seem to me. Oh, hmm. Weird. Oh. You can punish drive reversal and block. Yes. Zangief has a really good drive reversal punish. Because these leave you like -8 or something. Yeah. So you can do like uh you can even do level three, but yeah. So I think that's pretty good actually. That's actually really good. Um Not just like the damage, but like because it's gonna be common for people to want to drive reversal Zangief, right? So because people will commonly want to drive reversal Zangief, then he's probably gonna get a lot of situations where you could kind of wait a bit, and not just to beat drive reversal, but other kinds of reversal options. Yeah, it's even level
This is
three. That
your
was punish
last
counter.
ride! Let's go! You're a great test dummy!
But in that situation, unless it would kill, I'd probably just go with EX SPD. It's like 40% versus 48%, but just keeping the level three is really good. Like, as you saw, I don't like level three much with Zangief typically, because just having it is, well, for one, just having level three is like a threat. And for another, like having the ability to convert into level two and or level one is like pretty good to have on deck. So any other Ryu specific tech that I can tell you about? Um, So like something I'll do sometimes, if I'm fighting this other friend's Ryu, is if uh I feel like they're gonna throw a fireball around this kind of spacing, you can, hit the outstretched limbs of the Hadoken, of the arm when they throw the Hadoken. But um, punishing lariat is like not. So if I aim for like the most outstretched hands, then it can be like tricky to punish, like around here. Um, so if I try really space lariat to catch your fireball here, and I'm at like a spacing that's awkward to punish, you can try DI. Um, because even though lariat takes a lot longer and recovers a lot longer than it may seem. It takes a lot longer to recover than it may seem, and DI will typically reach far enough. Uh,
It's not over.
that still worked. That was a little too far, but so part of the max range I try that is like here or so.
My turn.
And you have the time and spacing to DI punish the lariat from there. So that is kind of the go-to punish I'd use for lariat at that spacing. If the Zangief shows that they're willing to like try to lariat to snipe out your outstretched arms when you throw a Hadoken. Um, any other really specific stuff I know? Not really. Um, the normals I have trouble with are like, oh yeah, stunning heavy punch tends to jump scare me a lot. This move with drive rush buffered into it has like really wrecked me before. That's about it. Let's see, like really specific notable things about the reading matchup I can think of for now. I'm sure there's more, but yeah, if there's no other questions, I'm gonna close down the stream for now. Good. Hopefully, well, some of you find that helpful. And it was fun loving and investigating Kisabuza, Lord Kisabuza. And I'll see y'all around.